Boating on the historic canals and waterways in Ontario is an unforgettable experience that weaves its way through Canadian history and stunning natural landscapes. It makes for the perfect family vacation or peaceful weekend getaway, with charming towns and villages waiting to welcome you around every bend. Locking through is easy to learn, and friendly Parks Canada staff are there to guide you. There are 4 basic steps to follow when locking through. Approaching the lock. Entering the lock. The procedure to follow once you are inside the lock chamber. And exiting the lock. Follow these simple steps and be sure your visit to the Trent Severn Waterway and Rideau Canal is both memorable and safe. Remember that you must obey any posted speed limits between the locks or on the open water. You must slow your boat down to a no-wake speed when approaching a lock. There are several reasons for this. Excessive wake can erode the shoreline. It can also create dangerous conditions for lock staff and potentially cause damage to other boats docked at the approach to the lock. When approaching a lock, be aware that wind or currents may affect the control of your watercraft. Turbulence may be created below the lower gate of a lock, so stay alert for changing conditions. The area indicated by the painted blue line above and below each lock is the temporary holding area for boats wanting to lock through. Tie up here only if you intend to pass through the lock as soon as possible and the lock is not open. The lock staff have many duties to perform throughout their day. Please be patient if they are not able to lock you through immediately. You may be directed to proceed directly into the lock chamber by lock staff. It is important to remember that during the entire locking through process, you are under the direction of the lock operations staff. Please watch for their hand signals and listen for their verbal commands. When directed by the lock staff, enter the lock straight and under control. Use a paddle or boat hook to keep off the side of the lock. Never use your hands or feet to fend off your boat from the lock wall, as serious injury may occur. If possible, have a crew member at both the bow and stern with mooring lines ready. The lines should be free of knots. Once your boat is in position in the lock chamber, loop the bow and stern lines around the black drop cables. Do not tie the lines to the cables. Once you are in position in the lock chamber with your lines looped, follow these procedures as indicated by the posted signs. Turn off all ignition switches, such as engines and generators. Extinguish all open flame appliances, including pilot lights, gas burners, and barbecues. Do not smoke above or below deck. Leave the bilge pump blower on throughout the locking procedure. Tend your lines carefully while locking through. Never leave your lines unattended. When the lock operation is completed, wait for the lock staff to direct you to restart your engine. Bring all bow and stern lines back onto your vessel and make sure they are secure. Exit slowly according to the directions of the lock staff. This will usually be done in order, but lock staff may issue other instructions. When exiting the lock chamber, be aware of other boats in the area. Also be aware that wind and currents can affect the control of your watercraft. Maintain control at all times. Throughout your boating adventure, there may be times when you encounter a unique lockage situation. At swing bridges, wait until the bridge is fully open before proceeding. Travel slowly in single file, always giving way to vessels traveling downstream. Flight locks, lift locks, and marine railways may also be part of your journey. These special pieces of historic engineering captivate the imagination. But don't be intimidated. For the most part, boaters follow the same locking procedures. And if you need assistance, Parks Canada lock staff will be there to welcome you through. Again, watch and listen for their instructions upon arrival. Following these basic instructions will help make sure your journey on the historic canals and waterways in Ontario is both safe and memorable. Bon voyage!